Hi, I'm Todd Henderson. Today we're going to be installing the GatorTrax power on this Ford F-150 with a 5.5 foot bed. Let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so we started off, we attached the cables to the battery. We took the red cable, went to the positive side, the brown cable to the negative side. We made sure we did not attach the fuse at this time. We don't want any power to the system yet. Now we've tied it off with some wire ties in a couple places because the battery is on the passenger side and we need to wire this to the driver's side. We went and took this across the engine compartment and kept it away from any hot or moving components, ran it down on the other side of the brake booster, and we tied it off along the frame every 2 to 3 feet to get to the bed. All right, so here we are at the passenger side of the canister. What we're gonna do is we're gonna peel back some of this protectant that's on top of the tailgate piece. We're going to take our Phillips head screwdriver, run it through this yellow cable, and we're going to turn it to loosen that cable up from the shipping bracket. Now we can take that Phillips head screwdriver around to the shipping bracket and pull the screw out that holds it in place. Do this on both driver and passenger side. Now before we mount the rail, we're also going to want to remove this tube from the spiral in the canister. Now we're going to find the passenger side rail. The GatorTrax logo is going to be located right above where the canister goes. What we're going to do is we're going to line the rail to where the track lines up to the ball bearings on the cover. We're going to slide it right in. We're going to take our holes in the rail, line them up with the holes in the canister, and we're going to use the provided Phillips head screws to attach. We'll also repeat these same steps on the driver's side. Now that we have the rails in place, we're going to go ahead and install the canister cover. You'll notice at the front of the canister cover, we got a rubber flap. That's your bulkhead seal that goes towards your cab. So what we're going to do is we're going to line up the canister cover to the rails. We'll notice we've got a couple of threaded holes in the canister cover itself and also some holes in the rails. We're just going to slide this in and line those holes up. Once we've got it all lined up, we'll use the provided Allen screws and the provided Allen wrench and attach them. Now we're going to need a second set of hands. We're going to lift up the cover and set it into the bed of the truck. We'll be careful when we set it in the bed of the truck not to pinch the wires on the driver's side. Now that we've got the cover all the way up against the bulkhead, what we're going to do is close the tailgate and then use our spacer tool to make sure the gap between the bottom of the rail is exactly 1/8 inch from the tailgate. Set our spacer tool in like so. We'll slide the rail back to the spacer. Do that on both sides. Next, we're going to want to loosely install the clamps. We're going to tighten them down, but just not all the way. We'll slide them in between your spacer screws. These are your depth adjustment screws. So what we'll do is we'll set that in there and we'll tighten it down just till it's snug with a 1/2 inch ratchet. As we're tightening it down, we also want to bear down on the rail, make sure we have a proper seal. We'll do the same thing on the front clamp as well. Want to make sure you get that clamp up as high as possible. Make sure the teeth of the clamp lock into the grooves on the rail. We'll also repeat the same steps on the driver's side. All right, so we're going to want to measure between the rails in 3 locations. Right up at the bulkhead, in the center of the bed, and at the tailgate. We've already measured the bulkhead in the center. That comes up to 58 5/8 of an inch. We're going to measure at the tailgate, and this is also 58 5/8. So we can go ahead and tighten down the clamps all the way. Now, if we had a different measurement along the way, let me show you how to adjust the set screws. The nylon adjustment screws will set how far away the rail sits from bed caps. So if our measurement needs to get wider, then these set screws need to be turned counterclockwise until the rail goes into where we want it for the depth, and just turn it that way. The more you turn it, the closer it gets to the rail. Now we want to make sure that it's even on the driver's side and passenger side, so the exact number of turns you do on the passenger side has to be duplicated on the driver's side as well. To bring it closer to the center of the bed, turn the set screws clockwise. You want to do this with a clamp loosened up. Once it's where you want it, tighten it down with your 1/2-inch socket. Now we're going to go ahead and tighten down all of our clamps. Well, we've already made a hole in the liner and we've pulled our cable through that hole. What we're going to do is we'll notice that on that power cable it's got P for power. We're also going to want to go to the harness that's actually on the canister and find the one that says P for power on there, and we're going to connect those together. Once we do that, we'll go ahead and tuck this back down. We'll tie off the remainder of the cable up underneath the truck and then plug in the fuse of the battery. Now we're going to go ahead and test the operation of the cover. Now take note, this is a brand new seal and this does have to seat against the cover. So for the first couple of days, you'll probably have to help it out as it's coming back to the back. To close the cover, just press and hold the C button. If you let go, it stops. Open the cover, press the O button. And again, anywhere along the travel, it'll stop in position. You also have a light. That light bank will stay on and power off after about 3 minutes. Now we've got it installed, let's go ahead and peel off the protective film off the top of the cover. Now before we attach the drain hoses, we first want to peel away the protective film off the canister itself. Now to attach the drain tube, what we're going to do is we're going to take the provided washer, we're going to slide it on top. We're going to take the end of the drain tube and run it out a kick out, leads outside the bed. And with that in place, we're going to find the hole in the bottom of the canister this plugs into. And plug it into the hole. We'll hear it snap, and we'll know it's properly seated. Do that on the passenger side and driver's side. Well, that concludes the installation. If you have any questions about the GatorTrax power, call the experts. We're here to help you out.